Hey everybody, it's Steve, the Mile High Biker. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to be talking about the Topeak Explorer rack system. That includes the trunk bag and also the rear basket that goes on there. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. I've been using it for about a year, so let's get riding. All right. It's a little breezy, hopefully you can hear me. So riding downtown to a place called Bikes Together here in Denver. Gonna deliver or donate some old saddles and a set of handlebars and fork. They accept, used parts, donations. I don't know exactly how it works, so that's also part of what I'm doing today. And in order to take some of that stuff down there, we are using the Topeak trunk bag, the extra large one, and the rack. And we're gonna get these parts delivered. A while back I made a video about panniers and just the question of, should you use panniers? Do you like to use panniers? And let me answer that question for myself personally. Yes. The answer is yes. The use of the panniers is amazing. Unfortunately, the look of them, they're not all that aesthetically pleasing to me, depending on the pannier. I mean, if you've got $400 pure leather, cool vintage style ones, depending on the bike they're on, those look cool. You can make panniers look cool. Most of them on most bikes I think just look pretty utilitarian, which is fine, that's what they're for. So if you're worried about the looks of your bike, that's a thing. The main reason that I really was sold on panniers, just the amount of stuff you can put in them, but also no back sweat from the backpack. And so when you're commuting to work or going to the pub or whatever, and you don't want to show up looking like you just worked out, get some panniers. It helps. Alright guys, so one of the cool things here at Bikes Together are all the as-is bikes. As people donate bikes, you can get it for whatever condition it's in. As you can see, there's a lot. Alright everybody, so we're on our way back from Bikes Together, and we'll find a spot to take a break and talk about the Topeak trunk bag and rack setup. All right, so now we're gonna take a break, eat a little sandwich, and then we're gonna talk about Topeak TrunkBag rack thingamajiggy. All right, everybody, so I'll give you my thoughts on these panniers. Hope you don't mind, I have some notes to make sure that I don't forget anything. So, the Topeak rack. Let's talk about the rack first. The rack is great. I've had this rack on 3 different bikes. It's the non-disc brake one. They do make one that is for disc brakes. It has just a slightly different setup on how it mounts so that it kind of goes around your brakes. On a disc brake bike, I had that rack on a bike that I sold. It worked just as good as this one, and it was nice to be able to switch the panniers or the basket between bikes because they have the same rack system that, as you'll see in a moment, that it just slides on and off and clips in place. So easy to install on the bike. Like I said, I've taken it on and off 3 different bikes. Had no problem putting it on any of those bikes. Even on this bike with the fenders, I was a little worried that it would be a little cluttered or whatever. Nah, it's perfect. It works great. And obviously it's a rear rack. It works fine as just a regular rear rack with any other kind of pannier. The ones that have the plastic clips on the sides and just hang on the side, I think it would work fine with those. It's worked fine with cheaper panniers that I've had in the past that I don't use anymore because they're cheap. Now let's talk about these panniers, which honestly, I don't remember the price on any of these things, and prices fluctuate, so if you want to know the price, go look it up, and you'll know what the current price is. I don't remember. I think I paid $90 or something maybe for the pannier here, the TrunkBag, I think is what they call it. It's the extra large, the biggest one you can get, with the compartment in the top, which is great. So, yeah, it's awesome. I love the quality of it. You can tell the materials are quality. The zippers are really good quality. They have, they work really smooth. The zippers for the top compartment have really good draw cords on them, pull tabs. The zippers on the side don't, so you'd have to add those later if you wanted zipper pulls. There is a ton of room. I have actually used these panniers to even go grocery shopping. It's a little hard if you're getting bigger, bulkier things, cartons of milk, so on and so forth, which is why I bought the basket that I'll talk about in a moment. But it does hold a lot of stuff. I mean, in the winter when I need to pack an extra layer, or if I'm going to work and I'm taking another pair of clothes, I'll take this bike to the beach and pack it up with drinks, floaties, towels, whatever. You name it, it fits a lot of stuff. The top compartment is pretty awesome. I don't know if it's supposed to be used like a cooler, but that's what I do. I use one of the blue ice blocks, stick that in there, toss your drinks in there, keeps them nice and cool. In the winter time, it did a good job. I would put my water bottles in there and it would keep water from freezing in the winter time. And of course, the way that this whole Explorer rack system works with its track and with the clip here, it's real smooth. I've never had a problem taking the panniers off and putting the basket on. They both work really good. Alright, let's talk about the basket, which I don't have on me, but you'll be seeing some shots of that hopefully as I talk here. So first of all, I love the idea of the rear basket and the fact that it comes on and off, uses the same track system, and gives you multiple things to put on the rear of your bike. I think that's really cool. I think there are other things in this line, like a smaller trunk bag and some other things. I think child, or maybe this one doesn't work with the child seat, maybe that's a different thing. But I think they have multiple products that slide on and off of this rack, and I love that idea. The basket worked for a while, and If I just had it on there and left it on there as a rear basket, it works fine. What doesn't work anymore is the handle. The handle broke. And what I used that basket for mainly was grocery shopping, because I could slide it off the rack. It had a handle. That would be my basket. For some reason, all the grocery stores in Denver are like losing their baskets. They're all getting stolen or something like that. You gotta use the cart. I hate using the whole cart. I'm only getting a few things. So you can take that basket off, walk around the store with it. The handle on that is terrible. It's really uncomfortable on the hands. It's really flimsy, and so just after use and having heavy grocery items in the basket, I probably used it a dozen times or so. The handle is broke, so now I got to figure out a replacement for it. What do I do there? So that part kind of sucks. It was not comfortable. I love the idea, and I think there's some work that can be done with a different handle design, and that would be awesome and easy to take off the bike, carry around the store, slide back on the bike, you know. But for the money, you get good quality with the panniers. I can say that for sure. The rack, I can say that for sure. If you want something that's zippers aren't going to break within a few months, things like that. I mean, this thing's been out in the freezing cold, below zero. I've ridden out in below zero winter weather with this. It's survived in the rain, it's survived in the heat. So if I didn't say it before, I think this is maybe the first review of a product that I'm doing on my channel. Please know that these are my own thoughts and opinions. They're not bought and paid for. I bought and paid for. All the things you're going to see me review, I have bought with my own money. Nothing has been sent to me. If you're even watching this channel, thank you. Thank you so much. And please hit like, please subscribe if you can. It'll help my teeny tiny channel start to hopefully grow. Would I recommend the Topeak Explorer rack and the TrunkBag system? Yes, I would highly recommend it, especially for urban commuting, even some adventure riding. Would I tour through the Rocky Mountains with this? Probably not with the rack. There's too many bolts to come loose and things like that. But for in town, for commuting, for running errands, for going to the park, having a picnic, whatever, party pace riding, this thing works really good. And yeah, I would definitely buy it again and recommend it again. I really hope Topeak makes some changes to the rear basket, because I would like to get that up and running again. I don't know what I'm going to do without a handle on that thing. Thanks for watching the Mile High Biker, the cycling channel for the beginning adult rider, and I hope you enjoyed the review, got the information you need, and remember, keep both wheels on the ground.